Hi everyone, my name is Faith Tavengwa. Today I'm going to be doing a video highlighting my book known as What Women Really Want in a Man. I just thought about going through all these chapters because I see a lot of issues going on about love and relationships. So I thought, let me just highlight these chapters, and if anyone wants to order my book, it's available on Amazon and Waterstones or Chapter Book Cafe. So you can find it online. It's known as What Women Really Want in a Man. Just want to highlight that this book, it doesn't just talk about what women want, because not a one-sided thing. It takes two to tango. A man and a woman, or two people have to put effort in a relationship. It's not just one-sided, whereby the other person just wants this and want that and want that, but they give nothing in return. So I just want to emphasize that it takes two effort from both sides. So the first chapter covers God-fearing and compatibility. God-fearing, for me as a Christian or a believer in God, I always believe that in everything that we do, it's worth to put God first. You know, sometimes in life we just make our own decisions quickly without putting God or praying about it. And then when things go wrong, that's when we start thinking, oh, God is there, oh, God have mercy on me. By the time that we were choosing or making those decisions, we didn't involve God. So it was just a highlight that God is very important. Put him first. That's why I made it my first chapter, so that even when you encounter problems with someone that you're dating or someone that you're in a serious relationship with, or your husband, if you pray about it, God will guide you on how to solve things. You know, I mean, so believing in God is very helpful in our life, because God is good. He always shows us what's right, but sometimes we may choose to ignore it, may choose to ignore the sign. But I believe that God always speaks with us. And some people have actually had encounters whereby they actually dream about it or see visions about it. So I believe that God is real. Myself, I've encountered, visions and dreams, and I know God is real. And then the other part I covered in that chapter is compatibility. Since I'm just giving you highlights, compatibility talks about how important it is to always choose someone who matches your goals, or someone. As you're getting to know someone, you can start to see what their beliefs are, their goals, their ambitions, So obviously, when you're getting to know each other, for me, I always say at least give 6 months. You get to know someone, gives you more time to get to know someone. You see how they behave, you see what they talk about, whether they're ambitious or how they behave. So is it matching with your beliefs or your behavior, or the kind of lifestyle that you live? Is it matching? Or in terms of maybe status as well, like financially or career wise or business wise. For me, I'm not a believer of money too much, like things about money. I believe that if you love someone, as long as you love each other and you trust each other and there's potential, I think you can work with anything, as long as you guys understand each other and you know where you're going, your goals are matching. If there's mismatch of goals, sometimes it creates problem. That's why you realize that sometimes after 5 years, people have had 2 kids, they start to realize that they're totally different. Why is it that so? It's because they never gave themselves time to get to know each other. Because sometimes we rush these things, and everyone does that. We all make mistakes. There's no one immune to mistakes. We all make mistakes, because when you first meet someone, it's so exciting, just butterflies all the time. So that excitement can make you overlook certain things like red flags, because of the excitement that you have. And sometimes some people, there's issues whereby maybe before you even plan or before you even settle down, a baby comes, and then now you're stuck with that person. So after 2 years, you start to realize that, oh my God, they were so different, especially in things of some people, how they use their money, whether they are rich or whether whatever, the way they just spend their money might not match with what you need, especially as a woman or as a man. A lot of women look beautiful nowadays. They like to do their hair, they like to do their nails, all this and that. So if a woman maybe likes that expensive lifestyle, and you feel like maybe you can't afford her, you can, or if you feel like, oh my God, maybe she expect me to, because most women are independent nowadays. They've got their own monies, they do their own stuff. But if you feel it's not for you, and that type of person is not what you want, because some men like women who are natural, who keep their natural hair, no makeup, they like it that way. If you like that, go for that, don't go for the type that you don't like, and then when it's in the house you start want to controlling that woman, telling her don't put makeup, don't put weave, who are you showing off to, do you want to see, you're already married, you don't need to be doing that. But most women, they do these things to make themselves feel good, to look good. It's not really about the men. I believe so that every woman wants to look beautiful, feel good and look good. And then we're all beautiful in our own ways. Some people, they still look beautiful in their natural state, no makeup, and they look beautiful and all that. So go for your type so that at least these things don't come disturbing you later on. Like I always say in my books, that anything that we do shortcut, it will always come back to bite us. Because in the beginning, everything is just sweet most of the time. We rarely see red flags. It's only later on when you realize, later on, sometimes we've already moved in together, you start to realize, oh my God, I don't like these habits. I don't like how he spends money. I don't like. So sometimes in the early stages, you ignore all these things. Anyway, get my book so that you see more details about all these things. My next chapter is talks about being kind-hearted and generous. This is about women wanting a man who's kind. A man who's kind will treat you with kindness. We'll be so loving. We'll not have time to be rough to you, treat you. Sometimes, like I'm saying, that in the early days, things are so sweet. Some men will be so nice the first days, and then later on, they start to change, and they're not giving you that attention that they used to give you. Maybe they are no longer kind like they used to be. But, for me, I always believe that kindness is something that is inbuilt, is something that if a guy is kind, I think that remains, to be honest. So women want a kind guy, because a kind guy will always be loving most of the time, and you always be there for you in every situation, whether you are together as a serious couple, even when you have kids, they'll always be kind, always sympathize with you in everything that you go through, things like that. They treat you with kindness, or for those around you as well, they treat them with kindness. So it's a very important characteristic to have, because if man is not kind, even they'll be saying nasty things to you about how you look and all that, because they don't have consideration of your feelings. They just speak anyhow without considering your feelings, so it ends up hurting you. But a kind man will speak knowing that it's very important, to consider the feelings of my other person. And then generous covers. So before I go any further, kindness has to exercise both sides as well. Women need to be kind, gracious, because some women, they show like a temper too much. They cannot control themselves. Learn to control yourself. Whenever an issue happens between you and your man, calm down a bit, and then you speak later on in private. You don't need to react at that point. I've seen in movies, especially African movies, they could be in a restaurant or someone does something, the woman just goes wow, like crazy, and shout. I think a woman needs to be kind and gracious, how they treat people around. You have to be kind, and it's a very good characteristic. It shows that you are welcoming, you are approachable to people. And then the next one is generous. Generous is, for me, generous is now sort of like going deeper with your kindness. Maybe if the other person is in need of finances or something, you are willing to help them. You feel for them that, oh, they're going through something. Maybe if I give them something, it will help towards their bills, even if you haven't moved in together yet, and you know that your girlfriend is struggling with something, or she needs help with something. Being generous is offering help, which just more than just kindness, is actually giving something, something that you can hold in the hand. So yeah, like I said, that I'm not gonna go deeper, because if you wanna go deeper about this one, get the book. I would advise to get the book. It's very helpful. The tips are very helpful. And then my next chapter is supportive and helpful. It's just similar to kindness. Supportive, it means a lot, like women like men who are supportive, and it's the same for men as well. Support means that someone understands what you stand for. someone understands your purpose in life, and therefore all they need to do is just to encourage you, support you. Even if they want to tell you to correct something, they will say it in a nice way without hurting your feelings, because they know that you have a purpose to serve, you have a mission to serve. So your support means a lot, because you rather get your support from your man or your woman, someone really close to you, rather than get your support from people out there before the person that's close to you is not supporting you. So it's very important. It means a lot having a supportive partner or husband, whatever relationship you have, because you find that most people are supported, they go on and do very well. Support means a lot, because you know that when you're doing something, there's someone rooting for me, wanting good for me. So it's very important. Whereas some people, they're not supportive, they are nasty, they don't want to see you progress. The person that you live with will actually tell you that, oh my God, you are not good at this, you should leave this, it's not good for you, discourage you, make you feel like, and you feel down. They don't want anything good for you. So it's very, very important. Support, it's a very important thing, to have, because it's very rare. It's not everyone that's gonna support you, but when someone does, it means a lot. Whether being a woman supporting her man in his career, you know that your man works hard to provide for you, so you do your part as well. Make sure that there's food in the house, like you've cooked, and you do his laundry, take care of the kids, so that when he comes, he can relax, and know that, oh, my wife has covered that part. Me, at least, I'm just covering my work. So it will make him feel better, at least, So it goes both ways as well. Men, if you know that your woman has got a busy job, if you can support, just support. Any little means a lot than nothing, Helpful as well, like I said, helpful, it means going further to actually finance something. If your woman is stuck, maybe she wants to start a business, and you've got money, if you can help them, and tip it the other way around as well. But I know why people have become so cautious in that area, because some people have invested in the wrong people. That's why I talk about compatibility. I go on further about those kind of issues, whereby you invested in the wrong person, or you put your effort in the wrong person. Then after, you hear people saying, oh, after all I've done for you, hurt me. So just know that when you do things for someone, it doesn't guarantee you a future with them. So do it from your kind heart, not expecting something in return, because people change, anything can happen. You can't just put all your trust 100% on someone. They can change. Sometimes not that they want to hurt you, but things change with time, so you have to know that when you support someone, you don't guilt trip them all the time, help them from a good heart, from a good place, because at that time you're together, things are good, they need your support. So it goes for both ways, like I said. So purchase the book and see more. So the fourth chapter is ambitious and hardworking. Ambitious for me is that it doesn't matter the current state of who you fall in love with, or what, as long as they're sure that they have ambition to do good, and they're working hard, putting all the effort. So I think those people should be given a chance, even if they might not have the resources now, or they might not have the money now. But if there's signs that, this person, is gonna do good, that's what women love to see, rather than someone just being lazy, feeling sorry for themselves, not trying to put any effort at all, because we don't choose where we're born. We're born in different circumstances, but that doesn't define you. You can make your own effort in life to do better when you grow up. And then, so ambitious talks about that, what women want. It goes both ways as well, because I believe men also want women who are ambitious, than women who don't want to do anything, just want to, because I believe everyone is a talent, everyone is a purpose. There's no one who just brought, whether even if you're a stay-at-home mom, there's something that we can do, there's some that you can do. And nowadays things have changed. There's online work, there's a lot of moms working from home, doing content, teaching people different things. So there's a lot that someone can do. Hardworking is just someone who puts effort in everything that they do. It's great. It's so amazing to see a man who works hard, wakes up every morning. I think men should be praised for that. I love men who work hard. It's a very, very good characteristics. It's a very, very good, because any man who works hard will never starve. you will never starve. I know sometimes the situation where the economic is down in a country whereby people, no matter how much effort they put, they still will not have money. But what I'm saying is not your fault. You are doing your part. It's just the circumstance or the surrounding or the environment that's affecting you. But as a woman, I would like to see that a man who puts effort, works hard for the family. So it starts when you're dating. Even you can already see that, oh, this John is working very hard, and I see he'll be a great father, he'll be a great husband. So you start to see all these things when you're dating. So it's really, really amazing. That's what women want. Someone works hard. Of course, there are some women who want someone who's already set, like men who's already rich, have all these things. But, you know, you have to be sure how they acquired them, because any man who's got those riches probably will notice that they work hard. Be suspicious if you see all these riches but you don't see how they're making that money. They'll be concerned. But otherwise, hard working is a good. So get the copy, like I'm saying. I'll keep on advising. Okay, our next chapter 5, is loving and romantic. I'm telling you, most women love men who are romantic. Women are meant to be loved. They just feel good being loved. I know that sometimes we put a tough exterior, like, sure, like, I'm strong, I don't need that, I can cope on my own. But we're sweet beings. We love to be loved. We love men to treat us like, how when you smile, when you're being loved, the smile, the giggles, you feel like a young girl. It's so sweet. So it's a characteristic that women love, to be treated and valued. A man who shows them that they are valued and they are a priority in their life. A man who would do his best to make sure that the woman feels loved. Women want to be kissed, touched. Sometimes people can just live together for over 3 years, and the romance just dies down like that. So I believe that effort should be put on both sides. And sometimes women's bodies change over time. Sometimes when women start giving birth, they don't feel the same. They don't feel as confident. That those body changes make them feel a certain way, and then so the romance goes down. But what I will encourage, that effort on both sides is needed. Otherwise, romance and romance cost can go down just like that. So in everything, effort is needed, because sometimes in the end, when effort is not put, that is when people end up looking outside, finding what they're looking for, but still it doesn't complete them. So I encourage that it's better to put effort in what you have rather than going outside to look, because it will be good as well the first days, but after it will die down again. So you're just connecting with so many people, creating trouble, hating people and all that. It's not worth it. You have to just try until you know that you've tried your best, and the other person is not putting effort. Maybe is not appreciating all your efforts in both ways. This is for both ways, and there's no effort, on the other party, because someone might be willing to put all, to do anything, like try to make romantic, date nights and all them things, buy flowers, maybe the woman is trying as well, but the man is not like, or the man is trying, but the woman doesn't seem to be satisfied. Sometimes as well, one point before I leave this chapter is that sometimes as well, things like social media have ruined us in a way, because when we see all those pictures, men buying flowers, cars, and then maybe your own man can't afford to do that for you. Some women may be affected by all those things, thinking that, why did I marry someone who can't do all these things for me? But I want you to know that life is different. Appreciate the effort that your man is making. As long as he's doing something, as long as is living by his means, at least he's not stealing to please you, to impress you. Because what would be the point if you push your men to the point that they end up doing criminal activities, stealing, just to impress you, because you want that big lifestyle car for him to impress you all the time, and who's doing everything just to impress you, to please you, to keep you. Some men can be really scared, saying that if I don't do this, I'll lose this woman, so I'll rather steal or risk my life. This is when you end up being in prison or end up being shot and killed. Maybe because you've been doing something, or armed robbery is just to impress a woman. So don't do that, because it's not worth it. Look at this. If you go to prison, it doesn't mean that woman won't move on. She will move on, because you've made your choice. You did something. She can't punish herself because of you. So put yourself first in everything. Don't kill yourself for someone. Put yourself, if someone is not appreciating your effort, then you know they're not the right person for you. As long as you know that you are trying your best, but it's not being appreciated, then you know that this is not for you. I'm in the wrong place. So it works for both ways. You don't have to lose yourself trying to impress someone. Just do what you can. If it's not being appreciated, then let it be, let it go, than to hate each other. And the next chapter is 6. It talks about being patient, hygiene, and smart. So patient, I just think it's a very, very important thing to exercise as a woman or as a man, because without patience, there's nothing that you can have in this world. Everything requires patience, be it a relationship, be it your everyday life, you need patience. So women love men who are patient, and I'm sure the other side as well, which women, they love women who are patient, because very necessary. If you're not patient, meaning that you want things to be done on the spot, like you can't wait, or you don't have hope that tomorrow will be better. You don't have that time. But then again, it's God who gives at his own time. We cannot force God to do things the way we want. So every person should exercise patience, because, as a believer, I believe that God's time is always the best. So are you willing to be patient in every circumstance? Do you love them enough to be patient, or do you love them, the other person, enough to walk on a journey together from start to the end? Or you're that person who cannot, I've seen some people 2 weeks married, they say they don't want again. What would have put you in that home in the first place? Already in 2 weeks time you're done. That means you never really gave yourself time to know that person, or you expected different and things didn't go your way. So yeah. And hygienic, women love men who are clean. Even though you don't have much, but you have to make sure that you bath and you're clean, you smell nice, you wear clean clothes, and you try your best. You live by your means, but at least you try your best to make an effort, because most of the time, some people, whenever they are married now and they've got nothing to impress, they just relax too much. They don't make any effort in dress code. They just wear anything rough, and then your partner or your wife is seeing other men putting effort, looking good, going to the gym, keeping fit, and all those things. They start to envy. Everyone wants someone who looks good, even though you don't have much. But I believe that as long as you bath, whatever you have, whether they got 2 dresses, as long as they are clean and you look nice in them, you still look good. It's not nice, to see your men just letting themselves go. They don't care about how they look. They don't care about their shape. There's things that we can make an effort, like, of course, sometimes we cannot control how our bodies are made. Some people are bigger, some people are smaller, but no matter what size you are, you can still look good in that size, as long as you take good care of yourself and try your best to do your part, eat healthy, and try to take it. And I've heard stories as well about men complaining about their woman at home, how they dress, how they don't even care how they look, how they dress anyhow. Sometimes men also envy their women to dress in a certain way, sexy for them. It's nice, because otherwise, if they don't see that in you, they'll see it on social media or every other woman at work or where they meet, So that's why I say it's important to be compatible, to know your type, because all these things will come into, affect you in that marriage or in that relationship. So you have to find your match. If you like a woman who dresses sexy, put makeup on, put weave, then go for that type. Or if you want a natural woman who wears long dresses, maybe doesn't do their hair, doesn't do makeup, and that's how to love. So let it be. Choose the one that you like, as long as they wash and they're clean, they do it, so it's about type, in this situation, is you choose your type. Smart is just being clean, at the end of the day. So I explain more in the book anyway. Now chapter 7 talks about great father and parent. So women admire men who are great fathers to their kids, whether you're together or not. You can still be a great father. There's situations whereby when a relationship breaks down, sometimes there's people ahead, and maybe People broke each other's hearts, and there's anger there and all that. So it affects the other person. They're no longer a good parent because they've got anger inside. They're angry with the other parent. It affects the kids. So women appreciate men who are good fathers, whether you are together or not. Being a good father is a very good thing despite circumstances of the relationship. So women admire men who are strong. Besides, whatever happens in the relationship, as long as this is my child, take care of them, be there for them is so wonderful. Even women who are singly looking, when they see a father, a good father to the kids, they get attracted. They get attracted because they know that this man is very responsible, because even if he marries me, he's going to take care of me. And they admire that. So it's very, very attractive, a great father. Or even if someone who's married, those who are good fathers, people looking from outside, they're saying, hey, when I get married, I want a man like this, very active in the kids' lives, very good father. It's a very, very good thing to do. So I urge all the parents to be good despite the circumstances, whether you are together or not. Those kids will be very grateful, how they will treat you in future. It will show that how much they realize how good you were. They might not react when they're young, but they will definitely show it to you, when they grow up, that, oh, my dad was good. That's why you see some kids, they grow up with anger and say, I don't even want to see my dad. He was never there for me, or my mom abandoned me, or these things like that. They grow up angry because of this. So it's very important to be great parents, despite the situation. Commitment. This one is something, in the book I went further with this because commitment is not easy. Nowadays, most people avoid commitment. Most people don't want, because there's too many options up there. So it takes a lot for someone to commit to you. But if someone does, women love it. When a man commits, women love it. Because when a man commits means that, okay, I've chosen you and I'm content. I want a life with you, and I want you to be the mother of my kids. I want us to plan together, have a life together. Oh my God. Commitment is so attractive, So if a man commits, it's a very, very good thing. It shows that, okay, he has looked and looked, but he's decided that you are the one. It feels so good as a woman when a man settles for you, and be committed to you and the kids, or to your needs, to everything that comes with you, being there for you in everything that you do as a couple. So it's a very good thing, but it's hard to find. It's easy to meet people out there when people are dating online or something. There's many ways you can meet people out there in the parties, in the clubs, but find someone who wants to stay, that's a problem. That's many people are encountering. There's so many beautiful women out there. They meet men, but to find men who stay, oh my God, it's very hard. And there are some men who are good as well. They're struggling to find women who want something serious. Women these days, because of what they've been through, they're avoiding, serious commitments. You hear people that I just want someone for fun. For fun. When did this word come? It's because people have been hurt. They don't want too much attachment with someone. They just want flexibility, freedom. They don't want, they just want their life single, do whatever they want, go out on holidays with the girlies, do whatever. So they feel like if they get committed to someone, they miss out on all these things, because obviously when you are married or committed to someone, it might be hard, to go out with the girls. It's not every husband who's comfortable with that. So sometimes you start to envy what you see outside. Other women enjoying, feel like, oh, I'm being left out. Why did I commit to this man? Because now I'm missing out. So it's the same for men as well, when they're afraid of commitment, because they'll see the boys going out, enjoying, drinking, meeting new girls and all that. They start to feel like I'm missing out. And single people don't make it easy for committed people. The stories they tell you that, oh, I met John, he did this for me. Tomorrow I met James, did this for me, or pay for my holiday. So meaning that if you're a woman who's married and the friend is telling you about John, you think like, oh, my husband is boring. My friends are enjoying. Their boyfriends are buying them roses, cars, and me, I'm just stuck in this marriage. Number 9, attention and presence. Oh my God, this one is a major one, because this world has changed. The other day I was asking myself, how did we cope 20 years ago when there were no mobile phones or these social media things? How did we cope? Now it feels like the norm, So most of us are addicted to our phones. Even me myself, I can admit that I'm addicted to my phone, because my phone is everything. If I want to check my account balance, I go to my phone. If I want to check my diary, I go to my phone. If I want to see what's happening on social media, I go to my phone. If I want to see my documents, I go to my phone. So the phone is everything. If I want to call my husband, I want to call my children, everything is on the phone. So meaning that this thing has become so addictive. If I don't have my mobile, I'll be touching like this, like, what's missing? Like, where's my mobile? Where did I put my phone? I don't feel good. So that sometimes even at night, when we wake up in the night, we just like, let me just check one or two. Let me check my WhatsApp if you've got any messages, or let's see what's happening, So it's so addictive. So like, I cannot blame anyone really. But all I can say is that try to create quality time. So as a woman, I know that all of us, were addicted, but try to have quality time as a couple, whereby you put your phones on the side and concentrate and have a conversation, together as a couple, because we're missing a lot of these conversations without distraction. Because sometimes either the TV is on or the mobile is being used. Someone is talking to you and they're busy pressing your mobile, what you said, well, now, I don't like it. I feel like sometimes we should concentrate and listen to each other, because you could be there and your mind is far away. You're busy watching things happening in America, or you're watching what your friends are up to, but your husband is sitting next to you, your woman is sitting next to you. I'm not saying there's anything wrong, but make sure that in the 2 hours you're spending together, at least 30 minutes to 1 hour, you have quality time where you say, let's put our mobiles on the side and talk as a couple, because this thing is destroying relationships. Because if you're not giving me attention, I'll start to think, what's on your phone? Are you chatting to another woman? Same goes for a man watching their woman always on their phone. They don't have time for them. Do they have a boyfriend that they are chatting with? They're exchanging photos online while I'm sitting here. Because these phones, you can do a lot. Just this person next to you could be in another world, just next to you like this. Have you seen even in parties? Everyone is like this in parties. People are sitting in a living room or in a venue. People are like this with phones. People taking videos. People are no longer concentration in the moment or in the space that they're in. Everyone is just like this. So, it's very important. Otherwise, relationships are being destroyed. People are living together. They don't know each other properly, or they're not spending enough time, because remember, there's work, especially in the diaspora here. People work a lot, and maybe you're seeing your husband. I'm stuck in this marriage with kids. I can't go. I'm stuck. So you see, that's why many people are avoiding commitment, but it's a very good thing. You can have fun together as a couple. It doesn't mean that commitment is the end of fun. I've seen couples, you see on social media, couples enjoying themselves. That's why there's the importance of compatibility. If they tell you their history, they will tell you that they took their time, they got to know each other, they became friends and all that. So all these things play a factor. Some people, they are together miserable. Some people, they are together having fun. You can have fun with your wife. I've seen couples on social media that I have. It's just that I've forgotten. There's this other couple that's so fun. I think they're called Mr. Phoenix, Mr. and Mrs. Phoenix or something. The Zimbabwean couple, young couple. Oh my God, they have so much fun. Just by looking at them, you can see that this is a perfect match. Great example of choosing the right partner for you. You know what I mean? The wife will be doing her own thing, the husband will be doing their own thing together. They just have fun. The other video I was watching, they were dancing, and I just said, what? And they even got a baby. But they always make sure that they have a relationship first together, not just stuck because, we have a baby or we're married already, So sometimes some couples are together because of children. But sometimes it's good for you to get to know each other first before you even have these kids, or to have your own connection outside being stuck because of kids. Maybe you're seeing your husband just for an hour per day or something, and in that hour, all of you are on your phone. So when you really have time for yourself, have time for romance and all. So I'm just gonna emphasize that it's important to be present in the moment, present. Don't miss out, because one day, life is not guaranteed. You lose your lover, you lose whether to death or separation, or that's when you start to realize, did I ever make a good effort? Was I there for her? Was I there for him after you lost for them? Some people out there who are single, they're wishing, I wish I had, and you're not even valuing what you have in front of you. So let's value what we have in front of us. Let's not be pressing what's outside and losing value of what's next to us. 10 is honesty and great communicator. Honest is also a great characteristic to have. because most people cannot be honest. There's a lot of betrayal and deceit in couples, but women admire men who's honest, and I'm sure men do admire a woman who's honest, because that one is very rare to find nowadays. So if you got someone who's honest with you, appreciate that person, because it's very rare nowadays. Many people are not honest. People are doing things behind the background, because we've got all these devices where people can do hidden things. So appreciate the honesty person. It's very, very important, because with someone honest, you're connected. Your souls are connected. Because sometimes you think you know someone, but you don't really know them, because that is very expensive. Honesty is very expensive to find. And great communicator, because like I said before, communication can be hard sometimes, because one, people are tired, people don't have time due to work and busy schedules, and these distractions, constant distractions, social media, pressing of phones, but it's always good to keep great communication. And for me, in that book, what I write about communication, I write about couples, how important it is to always ring each other. It doesn't mean like you have to have like a schedule as such, but try to always keep in touch, just update the other person. Oh, now I'm in Manchester. Oh, now I'm wherever. Now I'm, like let the other person know, because not just like as if they're keeping tabs on you, but if anything happens to you, if I'm a woman, like if anything happens, they'll ask my partner, my husband, what happened to our daughter, or if anything happens to their son, they'll ask me, the wife is the person that lives with you. So they'll ask you first, what are you going to say if you don't know where your man is? Maybe something happened somewhere, you didn't even know that he had gone somewhere. You know what I mean? So it's important to always communicate as a couple, let each other know about your movements for your health, for your safety as well. It's important, so that at least if I know where my husband is, at least I won't have to worry. I'll have peace of mind, and I know that, okay, we're keeping in touch, so I'm not worried. But when I was growing up, I used to see women who would sit until midnight or 1 a.m. waiting for their husband to come. There's no phone call, because those days they didn't have phones. You don't even know whether he's okay or not. You're just hoping. So that means you can't settle and sleep. Men, I want you to know one thing. You don't understand that how women worry for you. If I have a man in the house and they're coming late and they're not in touch, I'll worry, because as women who are nurturers, we care about our children, our families, So if you're not communicating with me, I'll worry maybe that something is wrong. I've seen men who always say, oh, my woman wants to follow me up, want to always know where I am, or this and that, always calling me. Or listen, you miss that one day when she stops looking for you. Let your woman check on you. It's not about just being possessive or anything. I can understand if maybe the woman is calling every 10 minutes, but let your woman check on you, because they love you, they care about you. Because one day you look for that person who will love you and care for you, and you will not find them. So do not take for granted someone who loves you and takes care of you and worries about your well-being. Worries about your well-being. So like couples, very important to always be in good communication and accessible. If your woman is calling you, answer them, even if you are busy, if possible. I know sometimes you obviously you cannot, but if possible, just let them know that, baby, I'll call you back or something. At least you give them peace of mind. But if your woman tries you for 3 hours, they cannot find you, you're not even texting to say I'll call you back or nothing. Imagine how much you're worrying that person. Why do you have to put someone through all that? So if you love and care about that person, would you put them through all that? So it's very important, guys, to communicate, even if you are the man or the woman. But this chapter is more speaks to men, because I've realized that a lot of women have got that problem. It's very less of men looking for their women. So yeah, it's just emphasizing that how important communication is. Although possessiveness is not good, but communication is very essential. Regular communication, it eases the minds, so that other person don't start to think negative or something. It keeps relationship, it keeps you connected, because when you don't communicate, it destroys a lot of things, because you all start becoming suspicious of the other. You think someone is doing something behind and all that, just suspecting, and then it's no longer a good relationship. Or whether it's a marriage, it's no longer a good marriage, it's already messed up. because communication is the one that keeps you connected with someone, whether it's your children, your friends. Without communication is 000. So I emphasize on that. Anyway, I've reviewed my book. You get yourself the copy where you can read about it, all this chapter that I wrote about. Like I always say, I'm not an expert, but I'm hoping that these tips can help people, because these things, we go through them in our everyday lives. So if ever you have any questions, just DM me anytime, I'll answer you. Okay, thank you guys for watching.